All right. This is going to be fun. We're going to have a good time here. We're going to go through a lot of information, and I'm going to try to keep it very concrete into helping you get your business in action very quickly. So we'll get started in about another minute. I know there's people jumping on like crazy right now. I want to welcome Dr. Jeffrey Young. We had a great conversation yesterday. He's on fire. He sponsored a bunch of people yesterday as well. So good to have you on here, Dr. Young. We got Harrison out of Chicago. John Carlson is here. Lisa Fleming out of Atlanta, Georgia. And yes, I know some people have been asking me again about when we're going to do that training on the Facebook memes and things that Lisa has been doing. We will fit that in here shortly soon. All right. Thank you, Lisa, for volunteering to do that and all the great work you do as well. Mark O'Donnell, I want to welcome you. Good to have you on here. Maxine Johnson out of St. Louis. She's been doing an amazing job. She's sponsoring a whole bunch of people, and she's actually going to get a chance to talk here in a little bit too. And we got Zeph Martin on here as well out of Chicago. We've got somebody calling in with 8011 and another number at 7505. So I just want to welcome everybody. I'll give it another minute because I still have some people jumping on. Dan Y, I'm not sure who that is, but welcome, Dan. Good to have you on here. Danya out of Phoenix, Arizona, is always building a large team, and she's got some fortitude and drive like I've never seen before. She's just an awesome person. So we're going to get this started here in about another 30 seconds. We'll a couple more people. Definitely going to want to have a notepad and pen and take some really good notes. And also, I'm going to give you my email because I'm going to show something that I've been using for our team, my sponsor team, if you will, from the very beginning or soon after we got started. We created something, and I'm going to show you that. And if you want that, you're going to want to send me an email at guy@ciliguy.com. And I'll repeat all this again when we get to it. But guy@ciliguy.com, that's the first thing you probably want to write down. That's my email. So if you ever have any questions or anything like that, and you want to ask, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to respond to you. And will send you that sheet that I'm going to cover here in just a little bit. We got Denise Errol as well on from Phoenix, Arizona. Suzanne Ode, all the way out of England. She just sponsoring. They had another VGO over there, which we're going to talk about. I'm so happy for you, Suzanne, working with David Schlenger. Earl Belt is on. My gosh, these people are jumping on all over the place. If I continue to announce everybody, we won't get to the training. So let me just go ahead and start out. Again, I am just excited for all of you. My name is Guy Berlando. I'm a C6 here, founding member, been here since the beginning with Mr. Brad Hager. Him and I have been friends. You've probably heard me on the Monday Night Corporate Calls introducing Brad. But I mentioned to Brad that I would like to do a Saturday training because we have all these January specials. We're so excited for all you new people that have gotten started here with Cili by Design. It's an amazing opportunity. And I just wanted to have the chance to make sure everybody gets started right, because when new people bring on new people, the duplicatability can break down. And we want to make sure that everybody, hold on, I'm getting something from somebody that really wants to be on this call. And Elka, can you take care of that for me, please? Yep. It is, I think it's working. Did anybody have any issues getting in? I'm having somebody that I really would like to have on this call, and I know they want to be on this call, and they're having challenge getting in. You know what? Let me do this real quick. I apologize. Let me do this. While I do this, I'm going to allow my wife to say a few words. Hold on.
Hey guys, welcome to the call. We are excited. And you know what? In the past, we've done this in person. Every Saturday, we had a getting started training at a location and people were able to tap into. And what I find really cool, and it can be challenging, but it's cool because it is like what Guy said, it's rotating, the information. That's why sometimes people are on the calls on Monday night with Brad and they're like, oh, wait, I've heard this before. But you know what? We need to hear it over and over again. And guess what? When your new team members are on those calls, they learn, because it is literally a rotary of system of information. And what I would like to share real quick, it's all there. Some people, we get a little fired up and we're like, oh my gosh, I think I need to know everything. And we don't. We just need to be a little resourceful and find out where the information is. There's a ton of training on the app. In the tools, there's trainings, and then on the Telegram, there's trainings. And so the information is all here. We just, everybody starts at a different level and taps in at a different place. So, but with that, I'm going to give it back to Guy. I have my notepad ready and I'm excited for this virtual training. You guys have a great one.
Isn't she awesome? I love her. I love her. We do get to build this together. I know not everybody has that opportunity to, but we do. So that was Laura trying to get on. Sparkle by Laura. And of course, we want to make sure that she's on. So I'll just send her the link again. Hopefully that's going to work out for her. Great. Inspiration is derived from involvement. Brad says that over and over and over again. To know is to have a clear intention, and intention creates the passion, which is the energy behind the why. And the why is everything. So the very first thing you want to start doing is digging deep inside you. Why are you doing this business? What are you looking to gain out of this business? And then start creating the vision in your mind of where you want to be a year from now, 6 months from now, 3 months from now, a month from now. So at the end of February, where do you want to be? At the end of June, where do you want to be? And at the end of December, where do you want to be? And I highly encourage you, if you're not very good at visualizing it, make a vision board. And that's where you just put up that vision of where you see yourself. Maybe it's putting your organization up there. Maybe it's an income amount, whatever it is, because in order for something to happen first, we have to first envision it, right? So the very first step of getting into action is envisioning where you want to be. And that a lot is derived by the why. And so if you have that intention of where you're headed, then that getting into action part, that inspiration being derived via involvement can happen a little bit more naturally. Energy is everything. The more positive vibes, the more positive energy you can put behind this, the more powerful it's going to be for you. All right. This is a relationship business. So if you're looking to make large amounts of money here and you feel you're not great at relationships, let go of that belief. It's a false belief. We all know how to build relationships. We can all interact even better with people. And that's also the reason why Brad encourages a personal growth program or the reading program or listening to inspirational messages from other people, because that is all going to increase that involvement. All right. So I can't say enough about that one. Excitement on fire is everything. We have got a couple people right now. I know Laura Ruckel and her husband, Ron, and we got Maxine. I'm just calling out a couple names right now because when I look at my sign-up report, and not everybody's in my downline, of course, right? But when I look at the people in our downline and I see the same names getting repeated again and again and again, that means they're excitement on fire. All right. They're getting action. They're getting into action, which is creating action for their business. So if you want to get more results in your business, it's just about getting more exposures out to people. And one of those areas where exposures are really important is in your, what we call DMO, daily method of operation. All right. And Brad has laid this out in a couple trainings over the period of time. Again, many of you are new, but this business is all about exposures, especially in the beginning. So everybody that came in with those January specials or with an intro or a network or a pro pack, this is all about getting into action very, very quickly while you have that excitement. What got you all fired up to begin with, you want to share that passion with others, all right, and get them involved. So one of the things that Brad taught us very early on in the very beginning was 10 touches a day. And I can guarantee you, these people that I'm seeing repetitively on our sign-up report, they're doing 10 touches a day or more. All right. So 10 touches a day. And what is a touch? It means you're making a new contact with somebody that you haven't talked to before about the business, or maybe you're at least starting a relationship with them. But primarily when we talk about the 10 touches, it's actually making contact about the business that day. So 10 touches a day, it may sound like not much, but it takes a little bit of effort sometimes to hit those 10 touches a day. But when you do that, you cannot, it is almost in fact, I would say it's impossible. If you're doing an honest 10 touches a day, it is impossible to not start making some money by the end of your first month. Almost impossible, because there's people out there looking for what we have, right? We got the most amazing product and company and prosperity plan out there on the planet right now, in my personal opinion, and that of many others. So 10 touches. That can be in calls, it could be texts, it can be starting new conversations through Facebook, sending out your samples, right? Remember, those samples only have 90 days on those credits, the credits that are on your Verb app, which we're going to talk about here in just a little bit. You only have 90 days for that. All right. So get them out. Don't wait. If you came in with a pro pack, you got 15 credits that you can send out right away. And let's, do that. If you got an intro pack, you got 5. If you came into January, especially, you got 0, but you do got the app and you can purchase those credits to be able to send out. So multiple ways to get those out. It's all about exposures, exposures, exposures. And then another thing that Brad taught us in the very beginning, 3 posts on Facebook a day. And it doesn't have to be direct Cili, but you can use attraction marketing. I know Dr. Young and I got in a conversation yesterday about attraction marketing. Attraction marketing works very, very well. You can also use, all the assets that are already in your Verb app. They're already done for you. So if you don't feel very high tech or you can't come up with the creative words, it's all there for you. All you got to do is make the posts, right? So you want to make those posts 3 times a day on Facebook, and it's all about consistency and persistency. And then it's going to get into the follow-ups, we're going to cover here in a little bit as well. So let me get into this first slide right here. This is that sheet that I mentioned in the very beginning. This is on this is what Elke and I, when we first got started here, and I don't know if you've been here, everybody's here at a different level, right? Some of you got network marketing experience. Some of you are brand new to all of this. Some of you, have different backgrounds. Some of you have money's not a big issue in your lives. Other people, money is everything in their lives because they're just trying to pay the bills. So everybody comes here from a different level. So when you're trying to get people started, and the art of this business is duplication, my wife and I were trying to come up with a way. How do we help everybody get started the same way so it's duplicatable, whether you're brand new to network marketing or you're experienced veteran? And we kind of came up with this sheet. All right. And this is a modified sheet from the one that I've been sending out to my team, but it basically has got everything in there. And if you want this, go ahead and write down my email. It's guy@ciliguy.com. And I'll be more than happy to forward it on to you. All right. And this sheet just walks a person through, and I've got a YouTube video on here. It's just called letsgosheet.com. And it basically walks a new person through this sheet. And to understand, with this business, we're not looking to have another job, right? We're looking to try to leverage, or not try, but leverage our time as much as possible. And this is one of the ways that we've been able to leverage our time by getting new people started. Now, I will still walk them through this. In fact, the first 2 on there is the most important, and that is downloading this Verb CRM app. That's what it looks like. This is from an iPhone, but that's basically what it looks like. And then once you download it, on that Let's Go sheet, I walk them through. Hey, you want to watch those 3 training videos at the very bottom, right? So if you're brand new here and you haven't yet downloaded this app, this is the very first thing that you want to do. You go to your App Store or Google Play Store, look for Verb CRM and download that. You use the login credentials that are the same for your Cili back office. So you can use your username, or your ID number will work as your username, and then your password. And then you log in. You want to import your contacts and all the things that those 3 training videos at the very bottom of the app are going to explain. All right. The next thing you also want to do is download Telegram. This is what it looks like. It's becoming very, very popular. There's been thousands of people joining it lately. So you may already have it on your phone, but this is what it looks like from a desktop version, again, for a Mac. But it's a blue circle with a white paper airplane. You want to download that, and you want to join. Once you get it all set up, you want to join the Cili channel, which is Cili by Design, which is simply www.cilitelegram.com. All right, I don't have it written down here, but it's cilitelegram.com. Very straightforward. Again, I have that on that Let's Go sheet as well. Once you get through that, I would say the most important thing is to start working towards a VGO. So if you're working with somebody that's brand new, is start working towards your VGO, which is a virtual grand opening. Now, on that Let's Go sheet, I talk about the what to do first sheet, which is very, very important. That's an 1.5 hour long training from Mr. Brad Hager. It's going to get you started and help develop your why. And it's a little checklist to make sure you're accomplishing all these things in the beginning to help give you direction. It's like a business plan. What I would suggest, though, is do that during non-productive hours. All right. During productive hours, we want to be doing those exposures, right? We want to be contacting and inviting people. So that what to do first training is really, really important. But I suggest doing that during the non-productive hours when you're brand new and excited, just like I started out by saying, this is all about getting into action as quick as possible. And these exposures is one way to do that. Another way is these virtual grand openings. Now, we've been using these for, I don't know, about 10, 15 years, Elka, and they've been very, very effective over time. And is the easiest, fastest way we have found to help a brand new person get into action. And the way we tend to use this in our group is the following. All right. It begins with the invite. All right. The invite is everything. So when you get a new person signed up, and this isn't going to be for everybody. All right. Just understand this is for people that are really serious. They want to make money. They want to build this as a business. If somebody just wants to kind of talk to their family and friends and not really serious about building a business, maybe the virtual grand opening isn't the best way to go for them. And that's totally fine. We work with anybody in any way that they want to treat this business. But if they're serious, I mean, truly serious, that they want to build a business, these VGOs are absolutely phenomenal. And the best way to do this is you book a date. A person will say, well, maybe next week I can do this, or, maybe in a few days. But what you want to do is help lead them, right? Leadership. You want to help lead them to success. And allowing them to wait a week is not leading them to success. Okay. So just being honest with you, what you want to do is help them book a VGO within their first 72 hours. Now, maybe that doesn't happen, but you want to stay on it. And again, this is for people that are really serious. They're going to need a little nudge. They're going to need a little direction. And that's what you're providing them. Now, if you're one of these people that are brand new, I'm helping you to understand the importance of this VGO as well. Getting into action, getting those invites out. And how does an invite work? It's very simple. You're very excited about the business side of Cili by Design. Now, we can do just product orientated VGOs, but I'll tell you what, for that, I would just recommend sending the product VGO or product presentation, product only presentation done by Brad Hager that's in the back office. I mean, it's great. It's about 40, I think it's 40 minutes long, and it'll tell them all about the company and the products, and it's done by the owner of the company. That's the easiest way to send that out, right? You also have a full-up webinar you can send out to people through that Verb app as well. But for this, doing something live is really powerful. What a VGO is, a virtual grand opening is a private webinar. And it's going to be done by the person that you're working with or your plugged in upline that understands how to do these. And they will do a private webinar, basically sharing all the slides that we do on a regular national webinar. But it's with your people alone. And then that way we can make it a little bit more personal. What I like to do personally when I'm doing a VGO is after the VGO, especially with a brand new person, is I get on the phone with them afterwards for the follow-up. All right. So I want to help them close or at least answer those questions to the person that was their guest that was just on the VGO. And there's only two questions, the two primary questions you want to get to. The first one is, what did you like best about what you just saw, or what you've seen so far? What did you like best? And the second most important question to work into the conversation is, how do you see yourself getting started? All right. That allows them to make that choice. And then you can, from there, you can have a discussion. Hey, well, the Pro Pack really is the greatest value. But if that's okay, and the intro pack's the best you can do, then that's wonderful. Let's get you started. What's your credit card? All right. And start taking down the information and get them started. So again, those follow-up calls are really important. The other thing with those is you don't want to get into long conversations with people. If somebody is ready to get started, that's great. Get their information and get on to the next. Have applications in front of you so you can fill that out very quickly. For people that are saying, well, I just want to, I'm not really sure. I've got all these questions. So, hey, that's great. I've got to get through these other people first. We'll get back to you. I want to get to the people that are going to sign up right now while the iron's hot, right? So that's that. And then the last thing, but let me just back up because I want to over it. The invite. I like to invite for the business. All right. I started talking about this and I forgot to continue on. I like to invite for the business. I like to teach my people to invite for the business. And here is what we have found after doing these for many, many years. When you invite somebody for the business, chances are a lot higher that their guests are going to get started with a networker pack or a pro pack. If they invite for the product, which is usually for most people the easier things, oh my God, this product is amazing, you got to try it, I can't believe my own results with it. So it's a lot easier for most beginners or new people to this business to invite with the product. The challenge is, what you will find at the end of the presentation is people saying, I want to try the product, or getting started with a consumer pack. All right. Now understand, there's nothing wrong with that. That is absolutely fantastic. And we're great to have everybody on. But if we're here to help people get their business off to a fast start and start making some serious money, everybody benefits by coming in at the pro pack level. And I'm going to cover that here in just a little bit as well. But the pro pack, it's not about trying to get more money from the other person and increasing our personal sales bonus. No, it's to help that person make more money quicker. That is really the intent of helping them get started at the pro pack level, helping them to see the value of it. So in that invite, with all that being said, understanding why that invite is done the way that it is, Brad talks about this in great detail on that what to do first training. So definitely want to get through that. But the other advantage is when you do this invite very shortly, you will get people to show up and they will be thinking about the business during the presentation. Well, when's he going to get to the money? When's he going to get to the money? I want to know how I can make money. Right? Versus, well, how will this product work for me? Because that's going to happen just in the presentation. All right. So in fact, there was this lady over there in, I won't give any information, but a lady who's very busy. She's homeschooling 3 kids because of COVID, and she's got another job. She's got another business she's running. She's very, very busy. And they got this VGO in 2 days. And so I was talking with her mentor and I said, look, that is perfect, because the busier you are, the less time you have for this invite. So you're compressing the amount of time that you actually have to be on the phone with each of those people. So it creates greater value, it creates a greater sense of urgency, a greater value, and a greater call to action. And now I'm not telling you that this is the way to do it. I'm just sharing with you what Elke and I and many other professional network marketers have discovered to be the truth when it comes to inviting to an event. All right. It all has to do with value, urgency, and a call to action, and possibly a takeaway. So I'm going to spend just a little bit of time on this. Again, if you want to take notes, that's great. This is going to be recorded. I don't know if Brad will post it. I'm definitely going to post it on somewhere so you guys can have access, or I can email it to you, right? So you got my email. That's the best way to do it, guy@ciliguy.com, and I will email you this recording. But let me kind of go through this. I'm going to go through it quickly. So if you got the recording, you can listen to this over and over again. All right. Understand, if you've got 100 people to call, and I will tell you, if you want a successful VGO, just as Brad explains on what to do first training, you want 20 yeses. You want 20 people that say, yes, I will be on that VGO. That's going to provide at least 10 to 12 people that actually show up on the day of the VGO. We all know life happens. People forget things. Whatever. They're not going to show. We just know that there's a certain percentage, 30-40% of the people won't show. And it's not because they're not interested. It's just because life happens, right? What we're looking for is a solid 10 to 12 people on that call. 4 of them will get started in some way. 4 of them will become customers. 4 of them may close during follow-ups and stuff like that. But through one VGO, we've got your business launched. And now we go dig into those people and do the same thing for them. All right. So that's kind of the concept behind this invite. You want to be short, sweet, and off the phone, and it's for the business. So something like this is kind of like what I have found to be very, very effective for this invite. And again, this is just my way of doing it. So you're going to develop your own music behind it. But it's basically when you got 100 people to call in 2 days or 3 days. So that's the reason why I keep saying 100 people, 50 to 100 people, because you want 10 to 12 to actually show up. Not everybody's going to want what you do. Fine. That's fine. Next, don't take it personal. Probably one of the biggest challenges for everybody that's brand new and never been in this industry or never been in any kind of sales before is you kind of take things personal. You can't allow yourself to do that. forget it. There's plenty of people out there that are looking for what you have, and all you're trying to do is find those few people, right? It only takes two good people and you can be off to the races to 10, 20, 30, $50,000 on a monthly basis. So it doesn't take a lot of people. You're just looking for those magical two. So by having 50 to 100 people or more on a list to start calling is going to put you in your time compressed. It's going to put urgency behind it. In other words, you do not have time to get into a conversation asking all these people, answering all these people's questions. That's what the VGO is for. All right. You're brand new. You don't know anything. You heard it maybe once or twice. There's no way you can explain this, right? That's what the VGO is for. So when you get into this invite, it goes something like this. Hey, Elka, this is Guy. Did I catch you at a bad time? Oh, great. Hey, the reason why I'm calling is, how familiar are you with the CBD industry? Now, I like that question. This is just, and again, you can use whatever you want, but that's the question I like to open with. And it's because it's going to give me, it's going to elicit a lot of information. I'm going to know if they know what CBD is, if they're using CBD, if they've just seen the big block letters, right? So I'm going to get some information from them. And now that gives me an avenue to work always back towards the business. All right. Oh, that's great, Elka. I'm so glad that you're using CBD, man. You're really going to love what I have to share with you now. But did you realize that the CBD industry is $1 billion going to over $20 billion and then 50 and $100 billion in the next several years? I mean, how big of a piece of that pie would you want? I will tell you what, I am having a private webinar where this lady or this gentleman, you edify the person doing the VGO for you, is going to be doing a private webinar for me Thursday night at 7 p.m. And I thought of you, and I wanted to make sure that you were aware of this information. Can I count you being on that webinar? Again, you got to be a little assertive here, right? You're leading them. Can I count you on being on that webinar? If you get anything but a solid yes, Guy, I will be on that webinar, you count it as a no-show. But you're going to try to screw it down just a little bit. So if they say, maybe I'll try or something like that, well, hey, Elka, listen, this is an opportunity that could pay you $10,000, $20,000 a month by the end of this year. Are you serious? You can't break free for an hour on Thursday night to be able to be on this webinar, this private webinar that I'm personally inviting you to. Again, it's about posture. It's about confidence and belief. And then the person says, yes, okay, Guy, yes, I will be on that. Great. Elka, I'm putting your name down in ink. I'm going to forward your name and your information onto the speaker. So he's already got it. Now you just nailed her down to that webinar. Now there's a little bit more of a commitment there in that. And great, Elka, we can talk afterwards. Super. A good invite done like that properly, you can be on and off that phone in 1.5 to 2 minutes. And if they start asking, well, Guy, what's this really all about? I mean, I use CBD. Why is yours different? Well, I'll tell you what, Elka, that is a great question. That's what's going to be explained on this webinar. I'm telling you, you're going to really enjoy what Guy or your speaker has to say, your host. And then she asks another question. Well, you know what, Elka, it doesn't sound like you're really serious. I'll tell you what, I've got 50 other people that I'm going to call, but your name was next on my list. But it doesn't sound like you're really serious right now. So I'll tell you what, I've got 50 other people I'm going to call through right now. I got this VGO in 2 days. I don't have a lot of time to get into all this. That's what the VGO is for. But if you change your mind, or if you'd like to know more information, why don't we talk next week? Thanks. Bye. You're off the phone. Do not try to convince a person to be on the VGO, because a person convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. They're still going to have all those objections. You're not looking for the person you're trying to convince. You're looking for the person that's jumping out of their chair to be on that VGO. And that's, again, the reason why to have a long list. All right. So that's, I'll cover on the invite part. And then we get into the afterwards. And that is all in the follow-up. The fortune is definitely in the follow-up. Let's see here. I will say then that those that wish to try, and so the first time you call them back and they say, no, I don't want to have anything to do with this, that doesn't mean they're a no. That just means they're an I don't know, KNOW, right? So you put them down, maybe a couple days later, 3 days later, you ask them, hey, is it okay if I just follow up with you in 3 days, kind of let you know what's going on, or in a week or in a month, whatever the vibe is that you're getting from them, but do not scratch them off the list. I'm telling you, I've had people that over a year later that finally get started, and they're so excited because I didn't give up on them. All right. So the follow-up and follow through is so important. Those that wish to just try the product, right? We all get that at some point or another. You're going to get somebody that just says, I just want to try the product. That's great. Elka, I'm so happy you want to try the product. Then the consumer pack is the right pack for you. Let's get you started. What's your credit card, right? Start filling out the application. Perfect. If they just want to be a customer, that's great too. All right. But these are people that actually get started, but they just want to try the product first before they start talking to their family and friends. One of the things that I discovered very early on is, why are you going to hold this back from somebody else while you get to try the product and they don't? You know, our product works differently on almost every single person. No two people have exactly the same results because of the way the body works and how this product works with the body. So for instance, let's take a look at this January special. You got somebody that I guess got the ordered the January special, and you're like, hey, you know, who else can we invite? Who do you know that would be interested in this January special as well? Well, you know what? Before I talk to my Aunt Susie or my brother Jim, I want to try the product first because I guess got to know it works for me, you know? And then what I've been saying to these people is, really? So what you're telling me is you want your brother Jim to pay twice as much for the same product that you just got, after you find out that it works for you, as we show and demonstrate. And they're like, whoa, that's kind of interesting. I didn't think about it that way. Well, why don't we just get brother Jim on the phone right now and just have a conversation with him and help him understand that, hey, $70 is not a business decision. Let's just get you started. All right. So those that want to try the product, the other thing to keep in mind, you definitely want to follow up with them the following week, because they're going to get their product in 3 to 5 business days. They've been on the product. Now you call them up, and guess what you're going to do? Book their virtual grand opening. They've noticed a difference. They're feeling better. Let's get your VGO going. Let's get that let's go sheet, or however you want to organize getting them started. But give them that time if they're really adamant about it. And then, but don't forget them. All right. It's very easy to let that slide. And all of a sudden, a month later, oh yeah, I forgot all about brother Jim. Right. So don't let that happen. Okay. Now the fortune is in the follow up, and I like to say the follow through. All right. 3-way calls are dynamite, and 3-way calls can happen at any time. All right. Not just for the follow ups, but also when you got somebody that's really experienced in this industry, you know, a top network marketer, or somebody that's got a doctor or somebody like that, or just somebody that's really interested in this and it really has a big why they would want to get started, but you can't quite get them there. Well, then the 3-way call is the most powerful tool in your toolbox possible. All right. The 3-way call is absolutely amazing. And when you get good at the 3-way call, I'm saying utilizing, you as the new person, utilizing a 3-way call, you will be amazed at how your business can transform. And I'm going to bring on Maxine. Maxine, I'm going to give you the opportunity to talk. I've nicknamed Maxine Fire Lady. So if you've seen on my Facebook posts about Fire Lady bringing on all these people, that's who we're talking about. It's Maxine. She's kind of working a little bit under the radar right now. Some of you know what that is. But Maxine, I'm going to go ahead and give you permission to talk. And the very first thing I would like you to do is to come on and just give everybody, so they know who they're talking to, just a little bit of background on who you are. And then tell me a little bit what you've experienced through the 3-way call.
Okay, thank you, Guy. Appreciate it. I am a missionary, a warrior for the Lord Jesus Christ, and I'm a certified health coach. I have a bachelor's degree in science, but I've mostly been working in the fields for years. I'm a mother of 6, and I just love helping people. So yeah, so I'm just so glad about this company. I've been with the company about 3 months ago. I had severe pain in my hip, and I've been to the ER 3 times this year. I tried everything, nothing worked. I got this product, and the rest is history. I've been pain-free from the central nervous system for 3 months. And so I've got good news, and I want to tell the world about it. I want to see people free of pain, physically, emotionally, and financial, like me.
There you go. Awesome. And what have you found powerful about the 3-way call, Maxine?
Oh my goodness, the 3-way. Oh God, I feel like I'm having church every day. I get the anointing and all. Anyway, the 3-way call eliminates the fear. It builds the confidence in the company and this product. And one of the things is it established credibility about the science behind it and the history of it and the owners. So the people, once they get done on that call, 90% of the time they're in. They're in. So it's awesome. It's a great tool they have. And I thank God for Guy being the expert. And I put them online with expert, no problem.
That's right. And we've even closed a couple big time network marketers through the three-way call. So thank you so much, Maxine. I really appreciate you coming on and sharing that. One of the things that the three-way call does, as Maxine just touched on, is that third-party credibility. You see that I got a whole training on this on my YouTube channel, which is Cili Guy. But one of the things about the three-way call is people know you, right? So you're brand new in this network marketing business, or this brand new nutritional business, or you're telling them they're going to make $10,000, $20,000 a month, and they know that you make, $30,000, $40,000 a year. So they know you, so they trust you, but not necessarily have that credibility in this industry or with this product or with building a business and helping other people make money. The three-way call brings that credibility into it. So they trust you, but they don't necessarily trust your credibility, right? So you bring on this third person and you edify the heck out of them to your guest. You edify. It's not about, like, if you're bringing me on, it's not about my ego. I already know who I am and what I've done. But to the third person, this guest, they don't know me or the person that you're doing the three-way call. And so you build up that credibility so that guest wants to listen to what you have to share. And it's amazing what happens. This is all this is known throughout history, man, how psychology works with the different people. And this is one of those things that absolutely works. So if you're not utilizing the three-way, or if you're not utilizing it enough, I encourage you to utilize the three-way call. Elka and I, we utilize the three-way call. I mean, now we've got Brad Hager that we're utilizing because we're directly sponsored by Brad, but in previous companies we weren't. And we still utilize the three-way call with the people that we were working with as much as we could, or as much as we needed. As you get better and better with this, and you get the lingo down, and you understand how to really relate with people, and you're asking questions, then this gets a little bit easier. Maybe you need the three-way call a little less. But I highly encourage you in the very beginning to use the three-way call a lot, maybe even in the invite for the VGO. And you just say, hey, you know what? I just want to introduce you to the speaker real quick. Hey, this is Guy. He was in the military. He's an airline pilot, blah, blah, blah. And Guy, this is guest. I just want to introduce you because they're really, maybe you can help them understand why it's important for them to be on that VGO Thursday night at 7 p.m. So you can utilize the three-way call in so many different ways, even as customers, but especially when you start getting into doctors, because the doctor knows you as a patient, doesn't necessarily know that you're the expert in nutritionals, right? So utilize that three-way call. I cannot emphasize it enough. The last thing we're going to talk about, because we did say we're going to keep this short. If you guys like what you're hearing here, let Brad know. All right, let Brad know, and I'd be more than happy to do these Saturdays trainings on a more regular basis, and we can talk about one item. Maybe we just talk about the VGO. Maybe we just talk about three-ways. Maybe we talk about the Verb app. Maybe we talk about whatever it is you guys want to talk about. You have my email, guy@ciliguy.com. Let me know. Let Brad know. And if that is something you guys would like to see on a more regular basis, just let us know. I'd be more than happy to do it. The last thing I want to talk about, and again, this is really important. I can't emphasize this enough. This was not foot stomped a lot during this month. So I'm going to foot stomp it right now because I want everybody to be as successful as possible. Upgrades are really powerful. In previous companies, we worked in the white, the blue, and the red zone. The first 2 weeks of the month is white, massive exposures. The second 2 weeks, the blue zone, is about getting people started. And the third zone, the last 2 weeks or last 10 days or so of the month, I should say not 2 weeks, it's 10, 10, and 10. The last 10 days of the month is the red zone. And that's where we're really concentrating and focusing on helping people upgrade. Now, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this training this Saturday is because we had a lot of people come in with that January special. It was a very easy way for people to get started, again, and not a business decision. $70, right? You spend more on that on a good bottle of wine or a night out on a dinner date, right? So it's not a business decision, but we can definitely change your wealth your health and your wealth with that $70 purchase. Now, here's the thing about that $70 purchase. That January special, if you remember, is incredible. And when I first heard Brad announce it for $69.95, I'm like, well, there ain't going to be any BV with that, no business volume, or it's going to be very low. When I saw 50 business volume, I just about jumped out of my seat here. I looked at Elk and go, holy cow, how in the world can Brad afford to do that, right? I mean, it's unbelievable. He's so marking down the price of the product and still giving us each 50 in business volume. But here's the thing that maybe some of you, especially if you're brand new, you haven't caught on to yet. The very first month when you get started with us, it takes 65 business volume to qualify. The auto ship of 50 BV the following month when that runs is all that's required, right? So one bottle of Swish is 50 BV, you get the free spray. That's all you need once your auto ship starts running. But the first month you get started, it's just 50 BV. And that's not an auto ship. So as you know or don't know, maybe you don't know, from the prosperity plan, if you're not on auto ship or your auto ship hasn't run, then it's 65 to qualify. So that January special is an amazing deal, but understand it does not qualify you as a member. I mean, to qualify for the bonuses. It qualifies you for a member, of course. It doesn't qualify you for the bonuses. The other thing is, if you're already qualified, you've been on auto ship, and so that you're personally qualified, but you bring on a January special to try to hold on to the volume on that leg or get paid on that leg, you're not going to get paid because that's not a qualified member down that leg. That person needs to have 65 BV. All right. Now, this is an issue, not an issue. This is a conversation for this month only, centered around this special. All right. So what's the solution? It's very simple. Have this, if this person is necessary for you to get paid or to hold the volume for that month, have them order an extra spray. All right. That'll take 17 BV. That takes them to 67 BV. That takes them over 50 BV, or takes you over 65 BV. And now that person's qualified. Same thing for you. If you came in with the January special, you want to be qualified, hold on to your volume this month, you order an extra spray, bueno. Okay, all is good, all is right with the world. All right, so that hasn't been talked a lot about, so I wanted to bring that out so everybody's aware. You've got today and tomorrow to make that happen. All right, now, but a better choice and a better way to attack this is to say, hey, you've been on the product, you've experienced this benefit. Let's take a more serious look at this business and how you can make money here. And guess what we got going for you tomorrow night? Now, if you're listening to the recording after this, it won't be a player. But for those that are live here right now, guess what you got tomorrow night? Brad Hager and myself are going to be sharing the business plan, the prosperity plan, the business and the products on a webinar, national webinar that you can invite your guests to, but also all your January specials to get them to upgrade. All right. So that's going to be tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I highly encourage, get the word out to all your members. Everybody should be on that call. Unless you can share the plan as well as Brad or I, you need to be on that call so you can learn this plan, so you can do three-way calls better, so that you can do VGOs better, so you can help your people get their people started better, right? So there's a lot of training that goes on when Brad and I give those weekly webinar, or that webinar on Sunday nights. You want to tap in, you want to have your notepad and pen, taking down good notes. Now, the better plan of action is to help these people understand, and I would utilize a three-way if you need it, to understand the value of upgrading. C3, so if you get started with an intro pack, you get that promotional rank of C3 for the very first month. That allows you to maximize the retail bonus, allows you to maximize the personal sales bonus. Both of those are at 25%. And that's going to be true for the rest of the business builder packs, right? The other thing that you get at C3, you get 10% team commissions. All right. So if you get started with the January special and you haven't built yourself up to the C3 level, then you're not making team commissions. All right. The team commissions start at C3, I believe. I don't have my, anyhow, at C3, you're getting 10% team commissions. All right. But you're also getting 5% mentor bonuses. So the C3 is going to help person make more money in that first month. And remember, they have 30 days to upgrade from the time that they got started. So everybody that got started with the January special or in January has this ability to upgrade it by tomorrow night. All right. 10% team commissions, 5% mentor bonus. We just increased their pay for their first, month in the business, or now their second month in the business. Now, the networker pack is going to give you that promotional rank of C4. And what that does for you is you go up to 11% in team bonuses. That 1% can be significant. All right. And then also doubling the mentor bonus up to 10% now on the mentor bonus. So very, very powerful. The Pro Pack, this is the reason why I so encourage people, if they've got the resources, to do the Pro Pack. The Pro Pack, you're getting 12% team commissions. Think about it this way. If you're making $1,000 a month, if you make $1,000 in a month, if you're only at the C3, you're making 10% of that, $100. If you're at the 12%, you're making an extra 2%, you're making about $200, right? So that's an extra $400 or so, $500 in that first month, not to mention everything else that's tied with that. So the person is doing the same amount of work, making more money. And then look at this, the mentor bonus goes all the way up to 15% at the C5 level. So I just want to encourage you, make sure you're talking with your people. If you're one of these brand new people, and I see a whole bunch more people have joined us while I've been talking, so welcome. I want to welcome you to Cili by Design. We're so happy to have you here with our company. We're at the ground floor of this. There's still less than 5,000 members of this entire company, less than 5,000. A network marketing company is considered new up until about 100,000 people. Think about that vision of where you are sitting right now in an industry that is about to explode. If you're not fired up, your wood's wet. I'm telling you, because I get so fired up every time I share that. It's just mind blowing. I don't care if you just got started today, this morning, you are sitting in a position that if you go after this and get yourself into action, get those exposures going, you have that ability to be at $10,000, $20,000 a month by the end of this year, if that is something you truly desire. All right. And I was having another conversation with somebody else just recently. They had this perception about money and what money is, and kind of a little bit of that negative side of money. Money is energy. And whatever you put behind that energy is what you're going to get in your life. And I'll tell you what, you can do a lot more with money than you can do with a lack of money. So if you put positive energy behind that money, it just gives you more possibilities, making that vision board become a reality for you. And if you are a tither, hey, if you give 10% of your annual earnings and you make $40,000 a year and you're giving $4,000 away, that's great in tithing or in charities, whatever you do. But if you're making $400,000 a year, you can give away $40,000 in that 10% tithing. What's more valuable? To me, being able to give more of my money away, or the money that I've earned to help other people, is far more beneficial than saying, you know what, money's kind of, I don't need to be rich. I don't need to make a lot of money. I just need enough to get by. Well, that might be good for you, but help them also understand the money is not going to buy you happiness, but it does give you more choices in life. And it can make a great down payment, right, on your happiness, but it gives you more choices and more possibilities. So with that being said, I want to welcome again everybody to Cili by Design. Elka, come say goodbye to everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. And just want to let you know that this is a full-time weekend for us, even though we do get some little time in skiing, but we're available for 3-way calls, upgrades, new people, because it's the end of the month. So with that, right, I'm going to sign off as well.
All right. And again, my email is guy@ciliguy.com. We love you guys. Wish you all a great weekend. Bye-bye. Go get them.